Good morning, interwebs. It is 11:57 and I am up and it is cooler today. I actually have no clue what actual temperature it is, but I heard the discussions going on outside my bedroom door this morning as everyone else was getting dressed about the amount of clothing that was required. So I followed suit when I got dressed and I agreed. So I'm wearing some sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt and a fleece and my yummy orange cowl. This is one of the nicest feeling cowls I've made. This is out of the Yarn Bee Effervesce. And then this is my Frozen Snowflakes beanie, the original one, made out of Ella Ray Chunky Baby Alpaca, I think. It's very nice and cozy. So I am just hanging out. I'm going to do a little bit of video editing. Maybe work on my hat a bit while things are doing what they do while I do that. And we have soccer today at, well, we need to leave here at 2 because we have to go by Walmart, I guess, on the way because we're almost out of dog food. And then we will go to soccer and sit in the chill, which is nice because I really actually think that you should play soccer when it's cooler. And then come home and it will be time for Stevie to go to bed and we'll just roll through our Sunday. I also just went through and one of the YouTubers I follow, Books and Lala, she's a booktuber, her and a couple other people are doing what they're calling the Spookathon, which is a bookathon that's running starting at midnight, you know, tomorrow morning, so Monday all the way through the following Sunday. And I was like, well, goodness, I have not been listening to near enough audiobooks or reading enough like paper books either, but audiobooks as it is. I haven't been doing enough of that. I've been consuming other media in my ears. And I was like, I should just use this as a good means to pick something to read. So I am not necessarily like participating because I'm not planning on like, I don't know, making videos specifically about it or whatever, or like commenting on their stuff. But I'm looking for the list right now as I tell you about it. But I decided that I would try and pick some books off my my existing like wish list on my audiobook library from my library that kind of met the challenges. So I picked 3 books that I'm going to try to listen to next week. They're currently downloading on my phone. So the first challenge was to read a thriller. And I don't really like thrillers for the most part because they make me kind of freaked out and they mess with my head. But I picked this one, which is a children's book that is also a thriller, it claims, called Mossflower by Brian Jacques. It is the prequel to a series called Redwall, and it sounded interesting. I'm also going to use this book to double dip in the other challenge called Read a Book that has a spooky setting. Because, hello, you see like little animals in a snow-covered forest. That's kind of spooky. Or it's spooky enough because like I don't really like scary things or scary books or like even psychologically scary. Those actually scare me more than like scary books, and horror just doesn't do it for me at all. Neither do horror movies, but neither here nor there. So that's one of them. And then the other book is Read a Book with a Spooky Word in the Title. So I'm going to read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. That's also going to meet the Read a Book with Orange on the cover. And this one has been in my like wish list for a long time. And then finally, the last challenge is read a book based on a childhood fear. So I'm going to read History is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera, which is, if you read the blurb, the beginning involves the death of somebody by drowning, and I don't like large bodies of water because I fell in a pool. And yeah, that was scary. When I was 2, my first memory is falling into the pool and having to get rescued. So that is the books I've chose. And we will see how that goes if I actually stay on top of it. But I'm going to not start reading them till midnight tonight. And then, yeah, we'll see what I end up with at the end of the week. If nothing else, if I finish them all, that's a lot of good fodder for Yarn Tales videos, right? Plus, I think it'll be fairly quick. We'll see how long those actually end up being. I don't know. most of them, the little details thing wasn't loading, but I will know as soon as they download, and I can add up how many hours of content it is, and then I will fill you in. So I'm off to edit some of my own videos so that those can start uploading and stuff while I'm gone, and work on my hat a bit, and then we'll see where we're at for the afternoon. Well, it is now midnight, and we have attended a soccer game, which was good. It was good. We've played this team before, and they were a good match, and so it was a good game. But soccer season is now over, which is fine. And then came home, just did usual evening things. I finished my hat, so that was exciting. And then it is now midnight, so I can start listening to my books for the Spookathon. Is that what they're calling it? Anyways, the book challenge that I'm going to take on. So I was trying to decide which of the 3 books that I downloaded I should listen to. I think I'm going to start with A Darker Shade of Magic, because I have 2 that are kind of like fantasy and also happen to be juvenile books. So I think I'm going to read those on either side of the more contemporary, I think probably a little bit more serious, and frankly the one I'm probably the most like, ooh, I want to read this book, which is the History Is All You Left Me. That's right. So I think I'm going to do that. Start reading A Darker Shade of Magic tonight, because if I really enjoy Mossflower, it is part of a like a series. So then I can just keep reading that series and I'm done. So I will read this one first and just kind of go along like that. Okay, I'm off to do that, and then I will probably putter around my office for just a bit and then go take a shower to restart my night, get into my pajamas, and then I will stay up and sew for, I don't know, a number of hours, probably 4 or 5, and we'll see how that goes. It is about 4 a.m. and I am about to go to bed. I just finished wrapping an Etsy order that I needed to get wrapped to mail out. Did some sewing, and I listened to about a quarter of A Darker Shade of Magic. It's not a bad book. By the way, I think I said it's a juvenile book because I think that, like, the wish list on my audiobook library, I've kind of added to, like, in chunks, and they leave them in the order you add them. And I thought it was in with a bunch of, like, juvenile fiction books that I had added in there. But it is clearly not juvenile fiction. Like, not in a bad way. It's just, it's not. So, if I said that, I was wrong. And it's fiction for grown-ups. And it is a fantasy book about, well, magic and a number of, like, magical realms. And I don't really know exactly what it's about yet, even though I'm a quarter of the way in. I just know who the characters are at this point and kind of some bits and pieces of what's going on. So, it is enjoyable, though, and I want to know what else is going on. And I assume that I will find that out in the next number of chapters. So I'm going to go to bed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty-night!